Hey guys, okay. This is lesson 15 of module 3, which is our last lesson, which means it's word problems. I have to be honest with you, this is like the fifth time I'm making this recording because it's difficult for me to explain the way that they're doing the solutions because they're mixed numbers. So hopefully this recording will work and I'll be done and you'll be done and we can close up module 3, take our end of unit assessment and be done with module 3 forever and ever. Amen. Okay, that being said, let's go. Alright, our aim is how do we solve multi-step word problems and assess reasonableness of solutions using benchmark numbers, which means how do we solve the problem and make sure the answer makes sense with the numbers we're given. Okay, so here's our first problem. I'm going to read it to you. I already made the tape diagram and I'm going to explain how the tape diagram makes sense in illustrating the problem. In case you hear meowing, that's my cat Bunny who wants me to pet her, but she has to wait. Okay, problem 1. In a race, the second place finisher crossed the finish line 1 1/3 minutes after the winner. The third place finisher was 1 3/4 minutes behind the second place finisher. The third place finisher took 34 2/3 minutes. How long did the winner take? It actually should say how long did the winner take in minutes and seconds, and I'll show you why at the end. So, here we go. We have our first place person. We don't know how long it took. This is our second place person. It's the winner plus 1 1/3 minutes, right here. This is second place. Third place is 1 3/4 minutes behind the second place. So third place is the winner plus second place plus an additional 1/3 of a minute. Okay? And we know that the third place guy took 34 2/3 minutes altogether. So this whole bar diagram equals 34 2/3. Okay? Do we got that? Great. So this is how our algorithm is set up. All right. So moving on, if we look at what I did here, and it's a little marked up because like I said, I did this like 5 times so far. This is our algorithm that I got from right here. Okay? Right here, I just transferred it to up here. Does everybody see that? So I have my total minus the extra time of the third place person minus the extra time of the second place person. Alright, that's how my algorithm is set up. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and show you this in a larger view. I'm taking my whole number, 34 and 1. I'm subtracting the whole numbers from each other. That's my first step. And then I get 33. Okay, so that should make sense. Whole number minus whole number is 33. Then I have my fraction, 2/3 and 3/4, and I bring them down. Now I have 33, and I convert these to equivalent fractions with like units. Okay, so now this becomes 8/12, this becomes 9/12. Now I have 33 and 8/12 minus 9/12. Can I subtract 9 from 8? No. No, I can't do that. So I take my 33 and I make it 32 and 12/12. Okay, because this is the same thing. 33 and 12/12 is the same thing as 33. So now I add the 8 to the 12 and I get 20. Alright, let that sink in for a second. I changed the 33 to 32 and 12/12. I added the 8/12 to this 12th and I got 20/20 so that now I can subtract the 9 from it. Okay? If you need to pause and listen to that again, go right ahead. So then my answer becomes 32 and 11/12. Now, I have that part done, so now I'm going to work with the 1 1/3. I'm putting that back into the algorithm. So the same thing. Here's my whole number, and here's a whole number. So I subtract the 1 from the 32, and I get 31 right off the bat, okay, which it makes it easier. 11/12 and 1/3 are the fractions I'm working with. I need like units to make equivalent fractions so that I can subtract. So 12 is going to be my unit. So 11/12 stays the same. Then 1/3 becomes 4/12, and when I subtract, my 31 stays the same. 11 minus 4 is 7, and I keep my 12ths. So now this is where I was saying about the 60 seconds. The question in reality says, how long did the winner take? And it doesn't say anything about seconds, okay? It's just all minutes. So this got me annoyed when I looked at the teacher's answer key, that they're converting this into seconds, but let me explain this to you. If you were to put the answer 31 and 7/12 minutes, I would accept it. That would be fine. They're changing it into seconds without ever asking you to do that. So I'll just show you how they did that. So they're taking the 12 and turning it into 60 because there's 60 seconds in a minute. Okay, does that make sense? So the equivalent fraction here would be 35/60ths because I'm multiplying this by 5 and this by 5. Okay? So 35 out of 60, if 60 is the whole for minutes, 60 seconds equals 1 whole minute, then I have 35 of 60, so 31 minutes and 35 seconds. So the first, capital letter, Mrs. Wallace, okay. The first place time was 31 minutes and 35 seconds, or 31 and 7/12 minutes. Either way is correct. All right, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so here we have John and his salt to melt his ice, which we can totally understand right now. So John uses 1 3/4 of a kilogram of salt to melt the ice on his sidewalk. He then used another 3 4/5 kilogram on the driveway. If he originally bought 10 kilograms of salt, how much does he have left? So this is a two-step problem, right? We need to know how much he used here, total here, and then we need to find out what this missing piece is, and then subtract it from the 10 to find out what we have left. Okay, does that make sense? All right. So here we go. We have 1 3/4 kilogram and 3 4/5 kilogram. So we just need a like unit, which would be 20. Okay, so we add our whole numbers together first. Okay, that's nice and easy right there. Okay, so when we add the 1 and 3, we get a 4, and now we have 4/5 plus 3/4 plus 4/5. Our like unit is going to be 20. So this becomes 15/20, this becomes 16/20. We add them together and we get 4 31/20, which is an improper fraction. So it becomes 1 11/20, and we add that 1 11/20 to the 4, so it becomes 5 11/20. Okay, so he used 5 11/20 so far. Okay, so that's this, correct? So now we need to know this. So we take this answer and we subtract it from our whole of 10, and then find out what this missing piece is. So you might be saying to yourself, well, why can't I just subtract 10 minus 5? Well, that's a really good question, because it seems like you should just be able to do that and then bring down the 11/20. However, you can't just leave the 11/20ths alone. Okay, so the 10 kilograms minus 5 and 11/12 kilograms, you have to get this to have a common unit of 20 in order to subtract it. So what I'm going to do is take the 10 kilograms and turn it into 9 and 20/20th kilograms, right? Because this is 1, and that makes sense. This is still equal to 10. And then I subtract the 5 and 11/20ths kilograms from that, okay? Because now I have fractions with like units. So now I could subtract the whole numbers. So 9 minus 5 equals 4, and 20, that looks like a 4, but it's an 11. 20 minus 11 equals 9. So my answer is 4 and 9/20ths. That's what he has left. 20ths. Okay? So you can't just automatically subtract whole numbers when this first number has no fractional part. You have to put a fractional part in there, which is easy because this is what I did. I just took one whole out of it. That's all you need to do. Okay? And so that's my answer. And I think that's where I'm stopping because, yeah, you're going to do numbers 3, whoops, that's a crazy sign, and 4 of the problem set because I just did 1 and 2 of your problem set for you. Okay, so when you have the problem set in front of you, you'll see, oh, sorry, 3, 4, 5, haha, sorry. And let me get you the answers for that. Hold on a second. 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I'm going through my stuff here. Okay, so the answer to number 3 is 11/20th minutes. Number 4 is 6 minutes 27 seconds. And number, hold on a second, this is weird. Hold on. I'm back. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong page. Okay, so here you go. So you're going to do numbers 3, 4, and 5, and here are the answers to 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Good. All right, so it might take you a little while. Take your time. You need to do read, draw, write, so use a bar diagram. Look at the bar diagrams we've done recently, and I will see you tomorrow. All right, have a good night, guys.